we're back again. We're going to clean and disassemble a Ruger SR40C. This gun I actually carry on me, so it gets pretty nasty. See, we get lint and all kinds of nasty stuff in these whenever you're carrying them all day. So, of course, what we do first is clear the gun. Obviously, this one is chambered. Got our magazine here. Rack it a few times, double check, and then clear it. Put those aside. I've been real happy with this gun. I'm not sure what other people think about it, but it's been real good. Shoots cast bullets real well. Really haven't had any issues with it at all whatsoever. So let's take her apart. First, I'm going to bring her back and lock the slide back, right? I'm going to push this pin here, pull this out, kind of like a 1911. And then you got to dry fire it and just pull it forward. You see this thing's pretty nasty. See all the pocket lint in there? Wow, I didn't know it was this dirty. So we've got our spring, our barrel, our slide, and our lower trigger group and magwell and all that. So first we will clean out the barrel, of course, using the Otis kit. You can see it's pretty nasty in there. I'm going to go ahead and run a dry patch through it first. Run our brush through it 2 times. Now we'll run a patch through with our Otis. Alright, she's looking good and clean in there. We'll take our patch here and use it for the wipe down. Then I like to put a very thin layer. Alright, I'm not going to take this guy apart, but we should wipe it down, and you can see it gets pretty nasty in there. Wipe it down and shoot it with some dry lube. And set it aside and wipe down our pin. Alright, now we got our slide here, which is pretty damn nasty. I'm going to go ahead and just give it a quick wipe first. Alright, now we are going to go ahead, pull the firing pin out. Got this little pin here. So what you got to do is push it down, pull it out some. Push this extractor pin down, and then this thing will slide forward just a little bit. Slide her out. Look out for springs jumping around on you. You got your back plate here, a retainer spring. There's our firing pin. Alrighty, you can see we got a lot of junk down in there. It's pretty dirty down there in the firing pin hole. Here's our firing pin. Actually doesn't look too bad. We'll go and wipe it down and put some dry lube in the spring. Let's get it cleaned out here. Again, get 1 drop or half a drop if you can, and a nice thin little layer over. Put that in the done pile. Clean off our back plate here. So that leaves us with our slide here, or upper, or whatever you want to call it. So first I'm going to go ahead and spray some dry lube on there. Let it soak for a minute. Get it cleaned out as good as we can. I like to just put one little drip you'll see here, right in here in that magazine catch, which I have disconnected right now. I'll try to get a really thin layer here, as thin as you can. And you can see it's starting to turn a little different color. Then I like to put 1 drop on each rail slide here. Again, nice and thin. Put too much, you're going to get a whole lot more pocket lead in there. Repeat. Alright, now let's put our firing pin back, which is ready to go. We're just going to slide her in. And just don't forget that you can push that down and get an extra little chunk out of it. Kind of locks it in there. Get our plate here. Let's go ahead and get our pin all the way down. And slide her in. Just kind of a pain in the butt sometimes, especially if you haven't done it for a while. Hear it click. There it is. Your firing pin. Next we're going to clean out this as much as we can. And you could get in there and pull some of this part, but so basically we want to get most of the lint out as much as we can reach. And pull some of it out with a brush. Shoot it with some dry lube. Again, this stuff will dry. It's not going to be a big lubey mess. Do not do that with regular aerosol lube. Make sure it's dry lube. Otherwise, you're going to have some issues. You can see it's dried up pretty good. I like to put this stuff on any contact points. This is where the slide's going to slide. You see it's just a little teeny tiny drop is all it takes. I do like to put a thin layer on the mag well. Just a thin layer just to let that mag fall out easily. Put a little teeny tiny layer on these too sometimes. That's that. Now we got to put it all back together. So, pretty much backwards of what we did to put it together. Put our barrel in, put our spring in there. And lock it back. Slide our clip in there. Now, one thing about these Rugers is they will not cock back after putting it together unless you chamber one. Kind of weird. Now it'll fire. See? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put some of this frog lube on this guy too. Alright, there she is. Nice and pretty.